so excited for today's video. This is like my favorite video of the whole month to film, which is FaceTiming one of you guys. Thank you for allowing me to do this with you. I know, like, for me, it's so easy for me to be in front of the camera and just like chatting with you guys, but for you, maybe it's not as easy. And so for you guys to agree to FaceTime with me and let me film it, like, I just think that's so cool. So thank you. Today, we are gonna be calling Stacy. I hope she answers. So let's just get straight into it. Here we go. Hi! How are you?
I'm good. I was right in the middle of doing my makeup.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can keep doing it if you want while we talk. You look beautiful.
I'm like nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous, please.
So do you.
Oh, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have today off from work because I work at a school and it's a holiday, so
Oh yes, that is so cool. What do you do at the school that you work at? Are you a teacher or?
I'm a behavior therapist, so I work with kids with autism.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you love it? That's like how rewarding and like special.
I do like it. I'm in school right now also for my master's degree.
Oh wow, that is so awesome. That is so cool and so nice. Wow, your master's degree. You're like super smart.
I don't consider myself super smart, but I try really hard. So.
Aww. I want to like give you a big hug right now.
I can't believe I'm talking to you. I'm like shaking.
Oh no!
In a good way.
Thank you so much for talking to me today and like taking time out of your busy day to talk to me. That's so nice.
It's just my day off. This like makes my month, my
Oh,
year.
you're making my month. So thank you. I was just saying, like, I think it's so cool that you guys like agreed to like FaceTime with me and like let me film it. Like, I think that's so cool that you are open to that.
I think it's cool that you're doing it. Like you offer it. That's really cool.
Yeah, and now you have my number. Like, this is my number. Please save it. And if you ever want to like text me or like whatever, that'd be awesome because I feel like we're like legit friends now. Like when we have each other's phone numbers.
I've been following you since like, I think it was like 2016. I remember I was 22 and I'm 28 now. So
that is so cool. I know like we've talked on Instagram and like I always like see your name come up. And so I remember and I think it's just so cool that you've been like supporting me all these years and now we get to like talk in person. Like how cool.
Yeah, I think so too. You inspired me like a lot and like especially through my darker times and everything because I wasn't always like a master's student. I was an addict for a while, like on the streets addict, and I kind of used you as like inspiration or like you inspired me to like, you know, always do better. And I feel like we always like grew together. Like as I grew, like you grew as well. Like we grew together. If that makes sense.
That makes me want to cry. Oh my gosh, that's so heartwarming to hear that. And I'm so proud of you to hear that like you went from that to where you are now. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Good
and yeah,
for you.
I had to try really hard to get into a better place, but I'm here now and like it's really paying off. And if there's any other addicts out there watching, I want them to know that there is like a brighter side to the darkness. That sounds cheesy.
No, not at all. That's so amazing. And I love that. And this almost makes me want to like put this on YouTube so that more people can hear that because that's so inspiring.
You inspired me too, like every day. And like your story has helped me in many ways. And like I know I've watched, you know, the old videos and like, you know, obviously all of them. So like I always took a little piece out of every one of them, I guess. And like you always stuck with me. Like I always look forward to watching your videos. I'm like, oh, push it, post a video. I can't wait to get home from work and like watch it and relax. And like it's like comforting for me.
That makes me so happy to hear. Thank you for saying that. It's so nice and like refreshing to hear that because I get so many hate comments. I mean, like obviously there's more like nice people, you know, like you that like watch, but there's always like the mean people. And so to hear that, that's what makes me want to keep doing what I do. So thank you for keeping me going.
Of course. Yeah, and those mean people, like I always say, like hurt people hurt people. So like they're hurting and like they're just trying to bring others down and to, you know, kind of bring them on their level. And just if we can remind ourselves that like they're hurting and because they're hurting, you know, that's their way of like expressing it, unfortunately, but they just haven't had enough love in order to, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, yeah, like hurt people hurt people.
I totally understand what you're saying. I totally get it. And you're so right. And it's so true. I almost feel like bad for them, you know, like I know that they're not happy. Like people that are happy don't say mean mean things to other people, you know? They want to like help others and encourage them and inspire them. And so yeah, you're totally right. It's sad, you know?
Yeah, I wish that they could express it in another way, and you know, instead of spreading hate, we spread love and kindness. That's what I want to do in my time here.
Well, you're already doing it.
Thanks, so are you, of course. And you inspire so many people. I'm just one person, one soul. You have, you know, millions of people that watch your videos, help them in so many ways. I'm confident in that.
Thank you. That is so nice. Oh my gosh, you're making me so happy and like feel so good right now. I feel all warm and fuzzy inside with your sweet, kind words. So thank you. So do you have any questions that you want to ask me, or like, I don't know, anything?
Let's see.
Or do you want to like share more of your story? Like, what are you comfortable? Like, what do you want to talk about?
I'm comfortable with anything, just like you. Like, I'm an open book. I can talk about whatever. I'm open to anything, whatever you think is best.
Okay. Well, I really loved the part that you said that you're so comfortable, and thank you for sharing that with me and with all of us about you like being an addict. And like, do you want to like share? Because I think that's such an inspiring story, especially for people that might be struggling, going through something similar. That a lot of times, like, I know for me, like when I was going through something like that, I just felt like so stuck and felt like I could never get better. You know, like I just didn't have that like inspiration or someone else that maybe had been in my shoes, you know, and like knew what it was like. To hear someone else say, I've been there and, you know, this is kind of like how I changed my life around, and you can too. Do you want to maybe share a little bit of your story?
I'm from like northern Massachusetts, a place called Haverhill, 30 minutes north of Boston. And I had everything I needed when I was a kid, but it wasn't a peaceful household when I grew up. And then I started drinking when I was like 16, 17. And then that progressed further to like drugs. I don't know if I can say them, but like,
no, you can say them. Yeah, go ahead.
I started doing like coke and ecstasy, those like kind of party drugs, so to speak. And that continued. I was kind of like a weekend addict, what they call it. Like I partied on the weekends, but I was still, my life was still being held together. Like I could still go to a job and function, And that was in my undergrad, my college. I did that a lot and a lot of drinking. And then I moved to Las Vegas and I was there for 3 years and everything was pretty fine. I met my fiance who was actually involved in sex trafficking, like human trafficking.
Oh, wow.
That was like really interfering and I didn't realize it at the time. I was uneducated about like that world, kind of like the human trafficking world, and I didn't really understand it, but I realized I was kind of, it's hard to describe it, I was kind of like involved in it a little bit, but not fully, but at the beginning stages of it. But then he ended up getting arrested and went to prison, and then I broke off the engagement because we were engaged at that point. I broke off the engagement and then I really went hard and I partied and I met some people, some really bad people, and I started doing like meth, and then it progressed so badly that I ended up in like a really bad psychosis and had to call 911, and I was really skinny. I was like 87 pounds, and then in the hospital, like I was hearing voices and like all this crazy stuff, and then the hospital discharged me and I was like walking around Las Vegas in a really dangerous area for a while, and my mom finally got a hold of me because she's in Massachusetts, and I went to rehab 30 days in Las Vegas. Then I flew back to Boston and did 3 months at Banyan Treatment Center, and then then I moved to Washington. So I'm all over, but I'm good now. I almost have 2 years. On May 1st I'll have 2 years.
Congratulations. I am so proud of, first of all, thank you for sharing your story, because I know that sometimes that's not an easy thing to do, but also you go girl with your bad self. Like that's not an easy thing to do, getting clean, like especially from meth. Oh gosh, first of all, like your story is like insane, but to hear that like you went from that to where you are now, and now what are you doing? You're working as a behavioral therapist with kids that are autistic, and you're going to school for your master's?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, so I did a complete 180, and sometimes I don't believe it myself. I'm like, I can't believe it, like where I was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and now I'm doing this. But like I have a lot of like addicts, and including myself, tend to have like a lot of tenacity, and what that means is like they're willing to do whatever it takes. And so I applied that same grit to like for my addiction. Like I was willing to do whatever it took to get drugs or whatever, but now I apply that with like college and school, and like I'm gonna do it. Nothing's gonna stop me. So it's about finding your weaknesses and turning that into strength, if that makes sense.
That is amazing. I am so inspired by your story, and I hope that other people watching are too. Like, how amazing. And thank you again for sharing. Like, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for calling. I can't believe it. Like, I'm like shaking, but like happy shaking. And I really hope you would come to visit Washington. I remember when you were on the road trip, but then it had to get cut short, which I understand. But I was like disappointed, but this like totally makes up for it.
I don't know if it's like weird, but if we do, or when we do come to Washington, can I come like meet you?
Yeah.
And like,
oh my God, that would be so fun. That would not be weird at all. I would be so happy. You know?
Oh,
like,
I would be so happy too. I'm so inspired and like so excited that we got to talk today. And I feel like, you know, like that saying, like we make plans and then God laughs. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like today I was thinking like, I don't really feel good. Like, I don't know if I really want to film today, but then like everything works out. And I feel like there were a lot of people on Patreon that like sent their phone numbers, and I always just like randomly pick someone so it's fair. And I just like happened to pick you, but I feel like you were meant to be picked. Like this was part of like God's plan of like you sharing your amazing story to be able to help others, you know?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Oh my gosh, of course. Thank you for coming on. I don't know, for me, I was just saying before I started filming, I always get so excited for these videos to like call you guys. But I was saying like, you know, I think it's so cool that like you guys are open to this, because for me, it's easy for me to turn on a camera. Like it's so normal for me, but for you guys, it might be like kind of intimidating or like scary to be like filmed, because it's not something you guys do every day. So the fact that you like are okay with this and open to it, it just like is so cool, and I really appreciate it. So thank you.
No, thank you. I'm full of gratitude. Thank you.
Of course.
This is awesome. This really brightened my day. I'm like, I'm gonna be telling people about this and be like, oh, my favorite YouTube. I got to talk to my favorite YouTuber on FaceTime.
Oh my gosh, you are so sweet. You're just like totally making my day. So thank you. And I have your number now, so I'm gonna save it if that's okay. And then when we start our trip and when we're in Washington, I'm totally gonna text you. I'm not a big caller. Like, so like FaceTime like this, I'm totally fine with for like videos, because I feel like I'm like ready for it. But like I get really weird like talking on the phone. I don't know if you're like that, but like I don't know, I get like really bad anxiety like talking on the phone to people. So like I'm a big texter, so text me anytime. But yeah, I'll text you like when we're in Washington, and then if you're available, maybe we can meet and like hang out for a little bit. That'd be so cool.
That would really make my life.
Oh. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stacy. It was so nice to talk to you. I'm sending you all my love and positive energy.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you again.
Bye.
Seriously, like the sweetest person ever. She just like made my whole week. All right, let me just save her number. So she's like, oh my God, what a sweetheart. I love talking to you guys. This is like my new favorite thing to do. Stacy, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Also, I want to say this is like special for Patreon, obviously, that we do this for Patreon members, but like her story, I really want more people to hear that, because I think she could help so many people with her story. If you guys are okay with it, obviously we'll post this up here on Patreon first, and you guys can let me know, and I'll ask Stacy and see if she's okay with it. But if you guys are okay with me also posting this video on YouTube, I just think that Stacy could help so many people with her story that might be going through something similar, and could inspire so many people that might be struggling with addiction. And so if you guys are okay with that, all of our Patreon members here, let me know down in the comments. And obviously I'll ask Stacy if she's okay with it. But what a sweetheart. Oh my gosh. I love her. I want to like go to Washington right now just to like give her a big hug and tell her like how proud I am of her, and like how brave she is for sharing her story, and like how far she's come. That is inspiring. That is amazing. I love that. And this kind of like inspired me to want to share more people's stories like this. So if anybody's watching this that maybe has gone through something in your life that was hard, or I don't know, anything that you think maybe could inspire someone else that's also struggling to help others, I really would love to be a part of trying to help share your stories in order to inspire and help others. This could be like a really cool thing. And I don't know if anybody would even like want to do that, because Stacy's so brave to share her story. But if there's anyone else out there like Stacy that wants to share their story, I would love to help do that. You know, maybe we could FaceTime just like this, and we can film it and be able to share it to help others. I don't know. It's just an idea, but let me know what you guys think of that idea. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. Thank you again to Stacy for being so brave and for allowing me and giving me the time of your day to talk to you. Like, thank you. I love you guys. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video. Mwah.